Hey y'all, it's the Carefree Black Girls back for another episode of the Carefree Black Girl podcast where we discuss everything carefree, black, and
girl.
Amen. Amen.
Okay.
Amen.
Amen.
Let the church
say amen.
Okay. Oh, that's what I was about to say. Let the church say amen. All right. Well, y'all know it's your girl Hazel Harvey, the realest of the real, the doll of the hour. And I'm going to pass it to our new girl, Mika.
Hey, y'all. It is the Mika Lee, writer and book reviewer.
Ooh.
First time saying that out loud.
She's going to be on the star.
It's your girl, Leslie Latrice, a.k.a. Big Les, your favorite veteran turned entrepreneur.
And it's your girl, Dr. Phoenix Slugs, Spirit Fairy, Fantasy Baddie, Blur Historia. I missed y'all.
We missed y'all too.
So we gonna jump right in, literally, because we talking about wrestlers and WWE. The Carefree Black Girls of the week are our beautiful baddie. So first off, we're gonna talk about Bianca Belair, the EST of WWE. She's known for using her hair whip. I got her Funko Pop at home, so she be slapping them folks with her hair.
With the ponytail all the way down.
Come on, little.
Yes.
Right.
Be slapping them folks with her hair.
Period.
And we just recently learned the EST stands for the strongest, the baddest, the best, all the good things.
Love that on the black woman.
Yes.
You hear me?
And also Jade Cargill. She is from the AEW and she is the WWE title holder.
Come on, Jada.
Okay.
Also, a little fact about her, she has her master's in child psychology. So we here, with the
Hey,
mental
that's right.
health. We here.
Okay,
Twinning
that's my
in
girl.
them.
We see each other.
We see each other. And then last but not least, we have Trinity Fatu. And she came from the TNA Independent League.
Yeah.
And so I just want to give a shout out to the girls. Also, what I love about them all is that they really be putting that shit on.
Yes,
Like,
definitely.
if you ever watch a
good
Jada,
while they what they do. They always give the looks. They always give the body, the makeup, the hair.
Because
Like
one thing about a
you
black
know?
woman
Yes.
is we gonna do it, and we gonna do it 10 times better every single time.
Amen.
Absolutely.
Amen. And
Definitely.
definitely shout out to Miss Trinity because I remember her because I'm really not a wrestler fan, but I watched the show. I can't remember what the title was to save my life right now, y'all. But if y'all remember the wrestling all-female ensemble reality show, it was called Something Divas.
Okay.
Something
Yes.
Divas.
I know what
Divas.
you're talking. I know what
It
you're
had
talking about.
the-
It was like, I don't know if it was WWE Divas or something like that, but
I know
it
what
was
you're talking
on
about.
the channel E, and it had that
Yeah.
reality show. That show was so good to
It
me.
was a
Like
good
I don't,
show.
I'm not really into wrestling, but baby, I
Yeah.
saw that reality. Y'all know reality TV girl,
Yeah,
so
that's-
baby,
that's
that show was
your
really
thing.
good. Shout out her. That's what I knew about her. She was giving it.
Yeah.
Yes, and shout out to her definitely because I think she was kind of like the only one that was representing like really chocolate girls within
Yeah.
the wrestling field.
Yeah.
So that's a shout out to Trinity girl.
Yeah, I love that they are challenging femininity because they are so athletic, but they also are very feminine. They exude
Right.
black woman. I think it's really good because we talk about body types a lot too. We also don't talk about how society has tried to masculinize black women, especially women like Serena Williams. So I love seeing them put that shit on and look good and be strong and be feminine and. So shout out to
Shout out to
And
y'all.
put a period and a stamp on that.
Okay.
All right, y'all. So we are going to get into the girl segments. Okay, girl.
Girl.
This is a segment where we put y'all on to what is going on in the culture, the big things, the small things, the things that we just find important that we need y'all to know about. And the first thing we're going to talk about is basically AI. AI is taking over, but more specifically, AI influencers, right? So we know that y'all know I'm an influencer, content creator, all the things. Just went full time this year,
Yeah.
brand deals is what pays the bills for me,
Amen.
right? Like these platforms, they trying to give us, you know, a little bit of money, whatever, but I'm not the girl that's getting thousands of views and things like that. So the money ain't coming from that. It's more so coming from brand deals, right? And so right now with AI generated people, you know, prompts, all the things, there is an uptick in AI influencers now out there, you know, getting the bag. And I'm trying to figure out who really getting this bag, because the computer, what y'all gonna get? You gonna update y'all memory? Like,
And
what?
where are they getting it from?
I'm gonna just
Let's
say
start
white men are getting the money. There's a precursor to this years ago.
Yeah.
There was a white man who created a CGI model called Shudu, and she was a black woman, and she was getting play and deals
From black businesses and black, basically what you
and
could sell
so
to black
people are like,
person.
oh, it's representation, but we have to have like a nuanced conversation because the money was going in his
Yeah,
pocket.
because if it ain't going to a black person or
Right.
back in the black community, then
And how can
To me,
someone
it's
that's
just-
not black sell something for,
for
black people?
because it's still, y'all, the AI system is still very like jacked up and like even giving back accurate information,
Right.
You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to like cultural things. We're talking specifically about black women and AI influencing, and honestly, it's just like there's always a disparity when it comes to how we get these deals, how we get paid, how we're represented in the community, and all the things. And so the question I pose, in which I'll answer to, is like, how does this affect creators, but more specifically black creators who are already, you know, not getting their just due in this field? And I think that to the point that you made is like, I guess I feel like there's some duality in my response, but I think I'm leaning more towards like, I don't really like the idea of having AI
I don't like it
influencers at all, because it just.
But what are these AI influencers that we're talking about? Because you know, like
Yeah.
I know. Well, I haven't finished the new season of Black,
Black
Mirror,
Mirror,
but you know,
yeah.
girls is giving
Yeah, no.
to the moon. So like,
crazy. It's
so yeah,
crazy.
so like, but you know, it's kind of like, you know, in that show, it's kind of like, you know, people kind of taking over and doing things for like other people that, you know, normal people could do. So how does this relate to like AI influencers? Like, who are these AI influencers? Are they, like you said, are they like robot generated, like people, like computer people selling content, getting promotion, selling
Yeah.
promotion deals instead of playing a real person, we'll just give it to an AI person that could
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
give
not
up.
a real person.
It's not a real person.
So they have a whole app for brands now where they have like these AI generated models, and you can program their lips to move to say what you want them to
Girls
say.
getting very
That's
hard.
insane.
And it's getting hard to tell like who's
What's real
Who's
and who's
real.
And
real.
you've probably seen some of them. They'll show them walking in the park. They'll be like, oh, you know, so I've been walking and I need this vitamin X, Y, and whatever. And it could be AI.
Wow.
Or I'm a
goodness.
doctor, so-and-so.
it makes it easier for brands. Now, if you think about
That's
it,
crazy.
makes
Right.
it way easier for brands to get these AI generated influencers to say and do and act the exact way they want them to. The whole point of influencer marketing was to put the marketing in the hands of the consumer and actually talk about our true experiences and how it versus commercialized marketing where they're doing exactly what they want these AI influencers do, and even real influencers, to fake the funk, to
Right.
you know, promote this product or service, and it may not even really truly work for the person whose face is the one that is communicating that it's good, you know?
But I think that's kind of now messing up everybody, because now that if it's going to go to marketing for, you know, social media, I can only imagine TV. Like, I can only imagine AI commercial like AI commercialized TV. Like, you know, oh, get the new Swiffer, and it's a whole AI person. I'm like, wait, hold up. That don't look like no regular person.
Girl.
So that's actually kind of scary. It's really kind of scary. Like,
and you know what's even scarier? One day you may see one that kind of looks like you, because when you are on certain social media platforms, you consent to them using every image you put on there to train their AI.
People put their little pictures in the prompts, like the people put their pictures in the prompts, like in ChatGPT, because I've done it a few times. So, you know, I have done it, but I think about that too. Now they have it. And then when you post stuff on the internet, now they have it. It's just a matter, like, anybody can take that information and make what they want to make out of it, you know?
There are some things you can do. Like, there's an app called Glaze where you can put like a code or some sort of distortion over your picture. And so when AI tries to pull from it, it can't do that. A lot of artists are doing that so that their art styles aren't stolen. Because also this really affects artistic influencers really heavily, because while we're talking about like authentic experiences, there are artistic influencers who do like commissions and they make work. People don't really want to hire them anymore because they're like, bloop. I can put it in. X, Y, and Z.
So all in all, I think that this is already it may benefit those who want to pay, right? Like, it may benefit these brands and stuff more because they have different goals, but I don't think it's going to benefit us, like, as a consumer, as an influencer, as a creator. I really don't think it's beneficial for us to have any sort of AI influencer. Now, the system, I use it, so I ain't gonna hold you. It's helpful in my business, but as like this, I guess this system that then can take over as its own personality and visually, all five senses, be a human, a fake human. I'm not for it.
Yeah, I feel like, as in giving information and like to suggest like on what to do and like, you know, what should I say or how should I explain this? I think those are great, but we went from generating words to generating people.
Yeah, it's going too far.
Right.
Well, I think the issue is we really at some point have to have true legislation about the boundaries of AI, how it impacts real people and also the environment. And we just don't have that at all. So right now we're in a stage where it's the wild, wild west. And eventually we have to choose community. I'm getting a little woo-woo. Like, we have to choose, okay, I'm going to commission an artist for a logo, even though it's a little more expensive, because this helps for Black people when we get into finances, circulating income in our community. And so eventually I feel like we're going to have to connect the dots. But right now, like I said, it's wild, wild west out there.
Yeah. And my message to those people that are trying to go out the easy route, baby, listen, simple is cute, but it's all about authenticity to me. Like, AI work ain't going to be like someone's genuine creativity. So before you decide to go the AI route, baby, get that authenticity, baby.
Period. Well, speaking of money,
coins.
Okay, April is also Financial Literacy Month. All right, so let's get into that money talk and everything, and the money trauma that's in the Black community.
Damn.
You know, let's talk about it.
Just smack us in the face.
Right, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. Nah, I will say, right, hold my hand. Y'all, I'm working through it. This is the year I'm finally like taking charge and like opening up different bank accounts and, you know, like learning, you know, having money here, having money there.
Yes.
That's one thing I didn't know, you know, growing up. My mom was like, you know, just make sure your bills paid. They always told us that.
Right.
Make sure your bills paid. But then, all right, what if I want to have a little bit of fun? You know, how do I balance that? What if I, you know, want to do something extra or have kids, you know, have a pet, go out for a little drinky drink or something.
A little drink.
You know, how do I balance all of that?
Yeah.
So
but
now
even,
I'm learning.
But like, I feel like even larger than just our day-to-day lives, right? Like that's the first, I feel like that's like the first thing, like, okay, mom, dad, teach me how to save my money. Let me get my allowance to use it on things I like. And then as I get older, what do I need? And how do I pay for that? What are good jobs? What should I expect when I go and get hired or interview for a job? It's like all the things I feel like I never knew because these weren't conversations I had with my parents. But also, my mom was military. So these things she learned in the military, and the military kind of spoils you. Like, we don't get the same, you know, I guess, treatment as going into the civilian sector as you would on the military side. So maybe these conversations were ones she didn't know to have. Right. But also, as I got older too, same. Like, I downloaded personal finances for dummies. Because I need to know what I'm doing. And it's like, we have to teach I had to teach, I speak for myself, and I'm sure there's people out there who've been through similar experiences and having to teach ourselves how to become financially free. And
having a good relationship with money. I feel like that's something that we miss out on Black people, as Black people. Being that, you know, growing up, you know, just doing the bare and just doing enough to get by. Now it's like, okay, you have this money. Don't go and just, you know, spend it, because before it was spend a check, get it right back. You know, but now it's like, but that was me having a bad relationship with money. You know, but now that I'm able to actually be grateful for it, understand that, baby, you work hard for this little coin, you know, take better care of it. Just don't, you know, just go out spending it frivolously, you know?
Well, I would say, like, to the parents, like, I just think, like, the parents and, well, us in our generation that's, you know, becoming parents or already parents to young kids and babies, you know, get, you know, like she said, get the Financial Literacy Dummies app and, like, really learn for yourself. Because I feel like, well, for me, growing up, you know, shout out to all my, you know, BNG ghetto hood kids. Because honestly, like, my parents was always like paycheck to paycheck. So that's how I live now. I live paycheck to paycheck, baby. I don't know nothing about a high yield savings account. I don't have a credit card yet and things like that, because that's just not what I was taught about. Like, that's not what I was taught. I was taught, hey, baby, go get you $50 or $100 and open your bank account and then just get your direct deposit. And then, you know, just don't hit the negatives and you'll be okay. So, you know, I wasn't taught that. So, and I don't feel like I need to go ahead and learn for myself to get those kind of things, because I just feel like, you know, I'm good where I'm at, but I could be so much better. And I feel like that's but also, even just if you're a young adult who grew up in the hood or in the ghetto and just like live paycheck to paycheck, you know, food stamps, you know, welfare, all those things, you know, just take the time for yourself to invest into those classes or learning courses or even online free stuff where you can learn for yourself how to, you know, get your financial better, because you might be doing stuff that could be done way better. And you might be saving more money or earning more money that you don't know about. So I just say, you know, for the hard lock life kids, baby, go out and do your investment, but also teach this new generation too.
Yeah. I just wish my parents would have not focus so much on like college and get a job, but how to live with money. Like, not to just take the paycheck and put it in savings, and take the paycheck and put it in savings, because to your point, there are some people who actually, they figure it out, they find their passion, they get a lot of money, and in counseling we talk about having a scarcity mindset. Either they don't spend at all, or then you have the opposite side of the spectrum where they're making $250,000 and they're living paycheck to paycheck because they don't understand money. They just understand working. And so I just wish for Black parents, teach your kids how to live and expand with money, like financial planning, investments, budgeting in, having fun, not just the bills.
Amen.
Budgeting in if there's an emergency. And if you don't know that yourself, then learn it together. And also, just giving your kids $5 a week and having them figure it out ain't quite hitting it. You know, with inflation, it did it in the 90s for me. But y'all got to give them a little
cream money.
Give them a little more money.
I want to mention this because it's kind of been a little trendy topic, I think, either on, was it Twitter or was it Facebook. One of the two. How do you, because since we talk about like generational black, breaking black curses, how do you guys feel about charging your kids like rent and things like that? Or not rent, like, well, like, not kids, I meant like teenagers or young adults still living with you. How do you feel about them paying bills or paying a portion of their bills for in the black communities? Because that does happen sometimes.
Yeah.
Usually say like once you hit 16, you got to get a summer job and you got to like, you know, you have money for yourself, but you also got to put in for a little bit for the lights, for a little bit for your own food. How do y'all feel about charging kids for bills, or teenagers or young adults for bills?
This real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, let me talk about that.
Talk it.
So I think there's value to the process, but I don't think it should be actually spent like on the bills. Like, for example, if I was a parent and I wanted to teach my son or daughter about paying bills, then maybe there's a system I create and I say, no, this, like, your money that you're giving me is going into a college fund. However, this is what this looks like. You're going to get such and such in the mail, and it's going to say you owe this every month. You have to make sure that you put this type of budget aside for the money. Like, I think there's a way you can do that as a parent that doesn't, you know, make it seem like you're dependent on your child's, you know, or making your child help you with the lifestyle you brought them into.
Right.
And I think that's a different situation for me. But I don't necessarily agree with the parents asking for teenagers or their teenagers to pay their rent and all them things. Like, no, they got school, they got other things that's going to help them to live the life on their own. I would prefer that not be the case.
You agree?
I know. Yeah, for the most part, I know once we left off for college, once we left off for college and came back home, we all stayed home for maybe like 3-4 years or so. And mama was like, you know, y'all too grown to be standing up in here without, you know, or whatever the case may be. So we helped pay the bills. And even before then, we did community college, whatever, you know. So even if you're here, once you graduate, you either have to have a job or you have to go to school.
Right.
Or whatever. So if you decided, oh, I want to go off to work and go to work and everything, what my parents did, they say, oh, well, you have to help pay bills. But then they took that money and they saved it. So then by the time we moved out, we had first month's rent. We had, you know, we're able to provide for ourselves for at least 30, 60 days or so, you know. So I agree for the most part. I just wish that as Black people, we just did it better. Like Leslie said, you know, like make it, you know, we're working. We want to see our money as kids and everything else. And it's not our responsibility to pay your bills because, you know, that's sometimes circumstances for some kids, whatever. Yeah. But, you know, do better for your kids. Make it better for your kids, you know?
Also, sorry, Fifi, one more thing before I go to you is I would tell you young parents or parents now, like also too, like I like how y'all said, you know, take the money that you teach them how to pay bills and save it for when they move out. But also what you could do is pay them back like taxes. Teach them how to do them taxes, baby.
Because, baby, I'm still learning.
Okay, so also do that.
Okay.
You can't forget the taxes now. So whatever you took off from that whole year of them working, you know, give them a little bit back. Let them know, like, hey, this got a little taken out because, you know, the government, and then, you know, this one is for you.
Let's take it up a notch.
Go ahead, sis.
I like how y'all talking about like an evolved process, but as it stands exponentially, how I've seen it done, hate it. Hate it.
Really?
Absolutely not
Hate
for you.
it.
Let them keep their money.
Honestly, because it is I feel like it's a conflict and it's oxymoronic because if you want your kid to do great, let's say they're an athlete, but you also like, you got to get a job because it's about time for you to also learn the money. Now, this child whose brain is not fully developed has to balance complex things like, when am I going to work? When am I going to do homework? When am I going to go to practice? And then when they don't do well, you threaten them. Well, if you don't get your grades up, this, that, and the third. Or I've also heard parents say, well, I had to learn it this way. Was the way you learned it right?
Right.
Like, did it benefit you? So I think there's nuance there. So if and also knowing and talking to some white people, it just blew my mind. Like, they don't do that. Like, I was talking to someone, a former coworker, and they were like, "Yeah, my son just graduated. He's gonna stay home, probably till he gets married."
But we don't have that privilege to
yeah,
do
and
that
that's what
either,
I'm saying. I get that, but also, if you can give them space, give them space. Don't give an unnecessary lesson because you think it needs to be had.
Yeah, definitely.
If I just graduated, life didn't turn out how I wanted it to. I got my communications degree, whatever. It's a year from now and I just got a job. Don't ask me, okay, now it's time for you to pay your own phone bill, pay your own car note. Can they get the money up a little bit?
Breathe a little bit.
Yeah. And so the evolved processes y'all are talking about come with a lot of understanding. But in practice in our community, I hate seeing how it's done. Yeah. Because a good example, everybody says, you get birthday money and your mom would be like, let me hold on to it.
Let me hold the cash.
Let me hold on to it.
Before you lose it.
Yeah. You don't never see that money again.
Never see it again.
And so it's like, if the kid's like, oh, can I have my $5? I've been waiting for it. I hear a lot of parents be like, oh, didn't you get X? Did you get Y?
Spending my money on the thing.
Yeah. And so I feel like before you do that and try to teach your child a lesson, make sure you understand the lesson yourself.
Correct.
If you're still a student of it, you don't need to be teaching it to your kids.
Correct.
Because that's how trauma is built. And so that's my reason why I hate it. Because a lot of us, like you said, we didn't have the privilege. So many of us are students in finance. And so you need to learn that, maybe explain it to your kids as you're learning it before you teach it.
Yeah.
Amen.
And that's my little piece.
I love my therapy.
Come on now. But I think that's a good segue into Black women and wealth building, right? So we've learned or learning or still learning how to build our own finances on the day-to-day. But I think a motivator for me is understanding how to do it so that I not only am living a good life right now or the life that I desire right now, but my kids don't have to work as hard to get here as I did or as my mom did or didn't or whatever the case may be. But like you were saying, what I'm learning about the white community and their financial setup is we're behind. Not always because of us, right? Not because of us, but in some cases I think there's things that we can now learn that we haven't quite taken advantage of, and that goes with investing our money and or putting our money in high yield savings accounts and saving and things like that, because I know my grandpa probably still had the shoe box. You know what I'm saying? The hole in the mattress. And some people still have that because they're scared of the banks and losing their money and all of the things. And so like you said, there's so much trauma behind building wealth for us. Yeah. And I think you're doing what you said, opening various bank accounts and having your money in different places but it takes actual work, the same way we work on self-care, self-love and all the things and learn from various experiences in our lives. Financial literacy, same way, same lessons. But what are y'all doing right now that could facilitate your future? It could be you, it could be your kids, the next generation of your line, as far as money or just wealth in general, because it don't have to be money. It could be real estate, could be whatever.
A video and a person that really sits with me that I would love for y'all and anyone watching to listen and watch to is Candy Burris talk about life insurance and how she invested so much into her life insurance. So when she's gone or anything like that, her kids and her, her kids and her babies and her family is set up because, Candy Burris is a woman that gets the checks, the job.
She's about her business.
So she's doing it the smart way with investing it into her life insurance. So I feel like that will help break a lot of generational curses if we all learn to invest into our life insurance to see what the people that we love can get back. I'm in the state of excuse me, of, you know, talking with my dad about all those things about what I'll be getting when he's gone, which is kind of very touchy. And I know that can be touchy for a lot of people, but I do think it does help. It does give that foundation for people to really start and think about what they want to do with that money when they get it. Don't be crazy and go spend it on a yacht, a trip, and X, Y, and Z. But, you know, do it like either that. You can even take their insurance and put it into yours and pass it on to the others that need it. So I say that. Make sure y'all start investing or looking into at least, you know, life insurance and things like that, especially with your own parents and like, you know, let your aunties, uncles, cousins know, like, yeah, you need to be talking about these things because anything can happen to drop a dime.
For real. The right aunties and cousins.
Okay. Not the
I think for me, and this is kind of like a woo answer, but also working through like my trauma of like I'm a maximalist, obviously the way I dress, but also like I've learned that you don't have to live that way. So de-influencing myself from I need new clothes. Do I need new clothes, or do I really just want to wear purple? And I ain't got no purple.
That's what
you know.
Is. Yeah.
Like challenging myself with like. I donate clothes. I get rid of things. I started something with myself because I like clothes. I do not buy new clothes until I donate or give away clothes and need clothes. Like slowly getting rid of the excess of like just doing stuff like that in my life. Do I need a new phone, the newest phone, or do I want it because, you know, an AI influencer told me it was the bee's knees. So one of the things that helps me with wealth building is slowly realizing what I need more of and what I need less of. Yeah. Like I'm not paying for a life that I don't even want. Like for me, for a long time, my family was like, "Oh, you gonna be a doctor? You gonna be rich? You gonna get a big house?" I don't even want a big house. I don't want that. And I know Cash Doll. She talked about money, and she said one of the things she regretted the most was buying a mansion. She bought this mansion, and she had all her family living in there, and she said it was just a terrible like investment of money for her. And that's an example of
thinking
like
about cleaning it stresses me.
It's a terrible example of paying for a life that you've been influenced to have. Like I've made it, so I need a mansion. I made it, so I need to get
my mama a car.
Yep. And so really examining your life and making sure that you are investing in the things that are going to be long-term. Like for me, one of the largest things, like I said, I divested, you know, from clothes and stuff, is making sure I have enough money for that deductible for insurance and stuff, honey. Making sure my health and stuff is good.
You always gotta have
because that's important to me. Making sure you're paying for things that are important to you and not that you just kind of had this notion of I always wanted something. And also my family does have a little teensy bit of land that I want to keep stewardship of. I don't ever want to sell it. I be like acting like I'm on soul food when they talk about it. Like, we ain't selling Big Mama house.
Absolutely not.
Because I feel like for Black people, having some ownership of land and homes, even though the market's a little cray-cray, is still very, very important for long-term generational wealth. So that's what I do.
Hey y'all, so we back for my favorite segment, our favorite segment, and probably your favorite segment, which is hot or not.
Hey,
hot or not, or not, hot or not, hot or not. Like, I already know what we give. Y'all know we're gonna go over our favorite music, our favorite artists, our favorite TV shows, anything in the media that is hot right now, that is not right now. So today's segment, we are going to go over the R&B girlies because no shade, the R&B girlies been coming out this month. We got Carrie Hilson back,
R&B
we got
girl.
Sierra back, baby. We got Ari Lennox, we got Coco, we got everybody coming out, and like, yeah, the R&B girls is outside. Alicia Keys, where you at, boo? So yeah. So the first R&B girl that we are gonna go over, who we talked about before here, is Ari Lennox with her new single "Soft Girl Era." So that new single, I don't know if y'all listen to it, but we're gonna give it a hot or not. If it's a hot single or if it's a not single. So on a count down of 3, we're gonna give it a hot or not. 3, 2, 1. Hot. Hot. I'm a survivor. So what y'all think about the single, ladies? Is it given to y'all?
It's given. I feel like I'm getting like early Ari Lennox again.
Ooh.
And I love it. I love it. And now that she has announced that she's leaving Dreamville, we were just talking about this too.
Yeah.
I feel like we about to get that nitty gritty from her. Like when she first came out in the scene. And I just, I love it.
A rebirth.
I love it. Come on. Yes.
I love Ari Lennox because I always feel like she authentically still puts herself in her music and she's on her own timing. And I love when artists do that. So we're getting her journey, her life journey, and her musical journey. And I like that.
How about you, Big Liz?
I liked it. I love anything soft girl, anything. Child. Y'all already know. I like I said, convenience girl, soft life girl. But I just love Ari anyway. But like you said, like I'm excited to see what she produces next, especially like you mentioned, she's leaving Dreamville and stuff. I mean, she held it down though. She was on the girl on the label. You feel me? And she still did her thing.
She held hers.
I'm excited to see what's next for her for sure.
I love it, and I really hope she come out with a single like that, which is giving like set me free vibes, giving like stand up for yourselves, because we talked about it here on the podcast where she was trying to like get out of the label and things like that. So I really hope it just encourages girls to like speak up and like go what you want, go what you stand for and how you stand for it. And to Ari Lennox, if you watching, or any of the Ari Lennox fans, baby, forget the critics, baby. The girls are really coming at my girl like, girl, what is this? Like, girl, I'm not feeling it. But we're feeling it over here at the Carefree Black Girl podcast. It's great to me. I love it. I do think it's different for her, but I think it's good for her. Yeah. It gives me a mix of Break Me Off with a little bit of What It Is by Doechii. That's what the vibe it gives me, and I love that. Like, it just, it's cute, it's cutesy, it's very pretty. I love it. So, Ari Lennox, and to the Ari Lennox fans, baby, forget these forget these naysayers, baby.
We rooting for you, girl.
You are doing the thing, and I can't wait for it. Like I said, listen to my advice, baby. Give me that, set me free vibe. We need that.
And also, I think people are too critical of artists. Every artist has an experimental phase, and they are entitled to grow. Like, you don't have to beat them down because you don't like it.
Like, I don't see how this is different from Pressure. I don't see how this is from Your Eyes on Me, Your Eyes on Me, You Got That Pressure. Like, I don't see how it's different. So, girl, get out y'all feelings and get in y'all bag. But anyways, next up is our girl Coco Jones with her new hit single Taste that is sampled by our girl yeah, Miss Britney Spears. I eat that up. No. So on the count of 3, we're gonna give it a hot or not. 3, 2, 1. Hot.
Not.
No.
What?
Oh, I was quiet because I didn't want to
what?
I didn't want to get called out. I thought y'all was gonna say hot, so I just put my head.
Why? 3 nights.
3
no,
knots.
I ain't seen that.
3
I
knots
heard
and 1
this
hot.
yet.
So defend your girl. Defend your song, girl.
Why y'all aren't defending? First of all, Britney Spears, love Britney. Oh, baby.
Okay.
She's not feeling this.
Kind of good.
Yeah, okay. I'm sounding like something.
No, you was in
but
it.
I feel like Coco Jones, like, we getting out of that Disney. Like, I feel like she's stepping into her grown woman a little bit. And I feel like Taste is what's giving. I know some people like, no, this is not her. It's too sexual. Let that girl be sexual.
It was about tasting what? What was about tasting?
No.
Listen.
But I want her to get in her bag. Step it up. Like, we know you can sing. We know that.
Yeah.
Period.
But,
I'm a stand
put a little,
I'm a stand
let her put a little
on
something.
it,
What you standing on? Because you ain't said nothing.
Okay, so listen, Coco Jones, as a human being and as a beautiful Black woman, I love you, okay? But her voice is not for me. Like, I don't connect to her music.
Okay, I respect that. I don't agree with that.
The producer has walked out.
Listen. You can sing down. You can sing down. I'm not saying you're not talented.
Yeah.
I'm not saying your music's not good, but the music, like, you know, I'm kind of a blurty girl. So, you know, when SZA be dressing up like an alien and singing and stuff, see, that's me.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I get you, though. I get you. It's just one your palette.
Yeah, it's like, you know.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Everybody ain't a J. Cole fan neither, so.
Yeah.
I'm concerned about you, and I really second person that can actually sing that you didn't.
You
like.
get what I'm saying?
I didn't want to be side-eyeing you.
Who was the first?
You didn't like Tyler, and she can sing.
Tyler, we're not going there today. Quiet.
Listen,
Next.
for me, like
I
I said,
let's hear your no.
I don't agree with that statement. I love Coco Jones. I love her music.
She
I just
can
don't.
sing.
I just don't think that this wasn't my sing. This wasn't my favorite single. That was all. It just wasn't my favorite single. I don't know if it was a sample or the way it was written or just it just didn't hit for me. I think it was a sample. I think it was just a sample. I just don't think this was the sample with the music was.
Just didn't.
It
do
didn't
for
connect
you.
with me.
Yeah.
So that's
Now,
why it's a
I
not. Love
will
her down
listen.
though. Her album come out. I'm gonna listen. It's probably gonna be a hot for me. But the single,
I will listen to Tyler for Coco Jones.
Okay.
That is insane.
All right.
Bless
Next girl. Next baby.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Well, for me, this is kind of a throwback girl because this girl brings me back to my high school, like when I came out and started transitioning kind of vibe, baby. So this girl, if y'all don't know her, her name is Raven Lene. She is kind of an alternative R&B baddie. She makes kind of alternative music. She just recently came out with a project. But I just that project. I know her from like 2016, 2017, 2018. You know, her hit song Sticky. She's actually the first person that introduced me to Steve Lacy with their song Computer Love. So yeah, she's been a great girl for me. So we're gonna give Miss Raven Lene just her flowers as an artist, a hot or not. So 3, 2, 1, hot.
Yes,
She's
yes.
a hot girl, no shade. Like if y'all really into like the alternative R&B and just kind of like, you know, honestly, not even alternative. I consider it almost a little bit of neo soul indie a little bit too. Like that's your kind of like
I
a
was thinking
Solange, like you know,
Prince, Duran, but not Duran, that
She's
type
that
of
girl for
era.
me.
Duran, but
So I say go give
Yeah.
her a listen. Have anybody else was y'all been rocking with her since that kind of era, 2016, 2017 era?
I haven't been rocking with her that long, but I love her sound. Because like I just said, that's my thing. Okay, not the real quick. Y'all really be like, listening to R&B and be like, let me add Coco Jones to the mix.
No,
This
I ain't gonna hold you. I'm a '90s R&B girl, so like
Yeah.
I don't know if I would do that just because of that. But I like Coco.
I'm just saying. See, Raven
Coco.
Lene, we in there. It blends with
Okay.
everybody
Okay,
else. But I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I respect it.
Ask yourself.
My girl just had to throw it straight in there for Coco.
I'm telling you.
I love you, Coco, though, girl. You are gorgeous and your voice is powerful. Don't.
That's my dog.
I'm just saying. I ain't hating.
If y'all didn't catch Kiki and Coco's podcast episode on This Is Kiki Palmer or Baby This Is Kiki Palmer, y'all need to watch that because they are a duo.
But Raven Lene, how y'all two ladies feel about her?
I listened to her and I really liked her. I like her. She's a hot. Her song, what is it? Love Me Not? Is that the name of it? I think, it's been on repeat. I fuck with it. I like it.
I'm gonna stand for anybody who pushes boundaries. That's
Yes.
what I mean. Like especially like in this era where I feel like my girl was saying, like we kind of getting
Conformity.
conservative. We trying to conform and do what everybody else is doing. I'm for the girls that want to just push themselves, regardless of whether they stay there. I'm a grow with you, grow with me type of girl. So if that's what you want to do, baby girl, I stand for you.
Okay.
Well, that concludes our R&B girlies, hot or not. Regardless if you think these girls are hot or not, support your local and
Stream
your
'em.
mainstream local R&B artists. And baby, Summer Walker, this is for you. Come on now. I ain't trying to be depressed this summer. Give me that album. My girl dropping a single on May 2nd. Make sure y'all tune in.
Okay, tune in.
Love you, Coco Jones. I'm so saying.
Don't be mad at me, girl.
From all the
All right, now we about to get into the next segment, which is the girls to watch, the new hottest girls on the scene that y'all need to be watching out for. The two new hottest girls on the scene, especially for the Gen Z era. Y'all know I'm the youngest girl in charge. Got
Did she just call us old?
I'm the youngest girl in charge. Anyway, the two girls that we are going to mention is YK Niece and Pluto with their new hit single out called Wham Whammy. So this song got really popular on TikTok, especially with the slogan they got. It's called Lululemon. Y'all know Lululemon has been very popular these days. So baby, the song, the hook, also shout out to YK Niece because her part, I'm talking about in it. It's going really viral.
Okay.
I'm talking about
I'm
in it.
I'm clicking now.
That's going very viral. So yeah, their song is really hot right now. It's very viral. But as y'all know, when sometimes, especially with this generation, when rap collaborations come together, especially when it's two hot girls, two hot parts, some competition gets in the middle of it, and especially with these labels and everything like that gets in it, it gets hot. So what started off, because they were friends before the song went very viral. They was kind of like Glorilla and Glossop. They was kind of like that, and they dropped this song. It went viral. Pluto got signed first, and people think that since Pluto got signed, her label is trying to kind of push her away from YK Niece because they're both separate artists. This was a collaboration song. They're not like a rap duo like City Girls. So since Pluto got signed first, the label's kind of like, okay, well, we want you to write your own song now to it. They don't want YK Niece on it anymore. They want just a song with Pluto. And then it got
part went viral.
The whole thing. The whole
the whole song went viral. What people know it for is the Lululemon part, but it's on Pluto's verse, but YK Niece is the one that's saying Lululemon. And then
who's saying in it?
And then the in it part is YK Niece's verse.
Okay, so
who the first verse?
Pluto. Okay. And technically, Pluto has announced that basically that this was technically her song, and YK Niece is trying to get her to write her verse. Basically, this was all Pluto's idea.
This is messy.
Yes. And so since she got signed in the label,
y'all
people
just stepped outside. It ain't summertime yet.
So a lot of people think since she got signed, she's trying to like be big headed now and go Hollywood and kind of leave YK in the dust. Also, what kind of sparked this is Sexy Red invited Pluto out. I don't know if Sexy Red or Sexy Red's team invited YK Niece out, but Pluto was the only one there at Sexy Red's show. So that's what kind of sparked this conversation, and YK started feeling some type like, damn, we did this together. Why are you only there? Why didn't I? And I guess I said, I don't know if Sexy Red team reached out to YK Niece, but basically they only gave Pluto was there. And ever since, the girls, when girls fall out, they go on live, talk about each other, start exposing personal business. I guess, honestly, how I look at it is these two ladies were never really close friends. They were friends together because they did music. Yeah. They did the song. And then, honestly, Pluto got up first. And what Pluto said was she felt like YK Niece wasn't promoting herself very well. Because Pluto's part, Lululemon part, that's on her song. Like, she says, like, can't get no coochie out. The queen put some Lulu on his butt. And then YK said, Lululemon. But that's still her written part. Yeah. She just says the ad-lib to it. She was like, yeah, like, I was promoting that part. And that's what got the song hot. And then people started talking about your verse, how your verse was hot. So she felt like I did the work. I got my label. I promoted the song. I don't need to bring you I don't need to bring you with me no more. So like so since y'all really don't know a lot about it, how do y'all feel about just like working with someone like in your career and like how does that work? Especially with you, Leslie, since you are a content creator, how do you feel about working with someone and like, y'all collab on a video, the video starts doing good, but someone gets more traction than others. Like how would you handle that?
I think that I don't know. I feel like my mindset is like, what's for me won't miss me type thing. And so if I collab with you, I vibe with you. You know what I mean? Like, I want you to get yours. I'm going to get mine. And there's just a respect level, I feel like. And like you said, well, I think also, too, there might have been some, like, legalese that could have been worked through prior to even the song going out. I don't know all of how those things work on the music side, but collaboratively, there's contracts all through that. So regardless of her Pluto, right? Like we talking about, or the person, I guess, if they were to get signed or get more deals or something for me, I've learned, and it took me a long time. 2024 learned that I have so many different avenues. Like my, what's for me won't miss me, and what I want to invest in, and all the things. It's gonna happen. So if this ain't this ain't it, then it just ain't it, and the next one is gonna hit. But I'm glad it hit for them, and if it's me, I hope they be glad it hit for me.
And Pluto did make a comment saying that I think she is credited as a writer of the song, so she gets 60% of what they make from the song, and she still let YK Niece get 40% of the song.
YK say, you owe me money.
Right.
Dang. So wait, okay, so let me help me. Okay. So I just want to make sure I got this right. Pluto is now just getting up off the song, period.
Basically, she's the one that's getting booked. Like our producer Quana, she was out in Savannah performing in a show, and Pluto was the only one there.
Yeah.
YK Niece was not booked. YK Niece is, though, getting booked separately on her own at events. But Pluto was the first one to get made Sexy Red and these major artists to bring her out.
But she feels away. YK Niece feels away because of Pluto not doing her part to bring her along.
I think that's what it is. I think the thing is that she wasn't a part. As a friend, but also Mika, say for example, you get invited for a show. And oh, we did this song together, but I only get invited. Would you feel like, oh, well, I only got invited, so I'm just going to go? Or would you have reached out to your friend and be like, hey, sis, by the way, I got booked for Sexy Red show. Let me reach out. Let me give you her team's contact so you can come out with me too.
That's sticky. I mean, I see it as a friend, I see it. But if we're business, if it's business, my contract is my contract. My business is my business. Your business is your, it's two separate things, compared to, friendship. If you my girl, and if I'm looking at it that way, I don't mind bringing you along, but if it's business.
I don't know, because I am doggedly loyal to my family and friends, and that has burnt me. And I'm not bitter, but when it's their time to be loyal, all of a sudden it's just business, And so I have learned that I cannot let my loyalty surpass my survival and my wealth. And if we are truly friends, if this was me and my best friend and they were like, no, Naya, we want you. Naya, we want you. I'm going to take the booking, but because we came out the trenches together, I'll break you off just for that.
Right.
And but then isn't that what her 40% is?
Yeah. And so
I think it's beyond, I think the rest of this is beyond the scope of work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The rest of this, no one could have guessed that the thing would have went viral and all this stuff would have happened. Right. But the song was a song, baby. We did a good job. And that's
I want to say this too, kind of to wrap this up, is what I want to say to everybody is, one, be careful who you call your friend. Number two, like I said, it got real bad to where both ladies started going live and started spreading, not spreading, but, sharing personal, information about how she wasn't a good friend. Anyway. Basically how she said, YK Niece was saying how Pluto was, she let her stay with her. Pluto was still charging her to do her hair, all these things like that.
Was she the girl that was like, you can't give me 2 braids?
Yeah.
Oh, that was her?
Yes.
And she been staying with her for 6 months?
Yes. I go that to say, because I'll be dropping a TikTok video soon, probably before this episode airs, is number one, watch you call your friend. Number two, I just say let God handle what's going to happen for you, because just because someone does something disloyal to you and they get to where they need to meet, don't mean God don't got a plan for you.
That's right.
I personally just don't believe in going on the internet and airing my personal friend's business or sharing how we fell out or things that they've done to me on the internet for the public to have kikis and ha-has and laughs and gasp about. So all I can say is, just watch who you call your friend. At the day, when it comes to business, there's no friends in the business.
That's right.
And also know when to let go.
Yes. Let go and let God.
Know when to let go.
Because, baby, what's not meant for you is not meant for you, and be somebody else. And if someone does you wrong, baby, God will give it back to you times 10. And trust and believe that. So let them have their moment. But when they get back down bad and then you get back up good, don't expect nothing from nobody. Your time is meant for you and when it's supposed to be for you.
That's right.
So that's how we're going to end up the girls to watch. But still, at the end of the day, still support both ladies, YK Niece and both Pluto, as they go into separate solo careers, get into the music, get into the bops. They're giving us that hood ratchet classic. Y'all see Glorilla turning up at the Coachella and things like that. So support these girls, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And we still gonna talk about business as we go to a close,
business.
but it's gonna be a little neater, you know,
Okay, a little classier.
a little
Little more
classier.
professional.
And we're gonna shout out Olamide Olowe. Sorry if I mispronounced it. Topicals, and it centers around realistic, authentic skin journeys. It's been on Forbes 30 Under 30, and she just purchased a smaller beauty brand, and so. Shout out to you for doing your big one. Also, I love it because in the medical field, a lot of times, I think it was until 2020, there was a medical student that actually made slides to show how skin conditions and things look on Black skin. And so we're always using white examples. So I think having a brand that focuses on our skin realistically is really great. And so shout out to y'all doing y'all big
Wait,
one.
Topicals is the one with the eye patches? Oh my God, that's Black owned? Oh my God, I didn't know that. Oh, now I gotta go somewhere. No wonder why they so damn high, bitch. I'm like, bitch, I'm not paying that much for no man eye patches, but hey, they Black, so.
So we're going to drop it.
Get one pair. But yeah,
That's good though, because you know that's very trendy, and honestly, I did not know that was because you see trendy shit like that, you think, oh yeah, that's the white corporate, yeah, they just pushing that out, giving it to everybody. Oh, the girls is working. Shout out to y'all.
Yeah, shout out to her, and shout out for again centering Black skin and the conditions we have and what it looks like for us. And that is pretty deep because you got to hire chemists, you got to do all of that stuff to consider how it reacts to skin. So the nerdy part of me loves that. Shout out to you. I don't know if the eye patches is high, I might save up to get a pair, but
All right, well, this has been another episode of the Carefree Black Girl podcast. Again, I am the Mika Lee. You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook at @the_Mika Lee. And send me them books so I can review them full.
Yes, especially if you are Black authors. Come get reviewed by the Carefree Black Girl. My girl Mika won't mind sharing it.
okay.
And it's been your girl, Hazel Harvey, the realest of the real and the doll of the hour. You can follow me on all platforms at Hazel Harvey. Hazel, but with 2 L's, HARVE. Baby, I'm getting back outside in the field, so y'all will see me a little bit more on the TikTok, on the Instagram.
Snappy chest.
TikTok and Instagram, Snapchat and YouTube, slowly get in there. But yes, I'll be making more content, so you'll be seeing more of this pretty face.
Yes.
And the doctor of the hour.
Doctor.
It's your girl, Dr. Phoenix Lux, Therapy, Fantasy Baddie, Blurred Historian. You can find me at Blurdy Love on Instagram, Phoenix Lux everywhere else. Also, make sure you check out the Care Salon. That is my counseling practice centering Black women and Black femmes. It's for us, by us.
That's right.
That's right.
And y'all already know, it's your girl, Big Les, a.k.a. Leslie Latrice, on every single platform. And you can find me at my website, www.leslielatrice.com.
Okay.
So,
Come on, a domain.
okay. So that concludes this episode of the Carefree Black Girl podcast. Make sure y'all stay in tune with the conversation at hashtag Carefree Black Girl Podcast. Y'all can follow us on Instagram, Carefree Black Girl Inc., and Twitter at CFBG Pod.
Thank you to Revolt Podcast Network. Y'all know we are powered by them. So if y'all listening here on Revolt Podcast Network, shout out to you. Make sure y'all watch us on YouTube for us to get our beautiful faces. And if you're watching the YouTube, make sure you go listen to audio on Revolt Podcast Network. You know what to do.
That's right.
Yeah.